ready, I just didn't open her email in time. Been kind of busy. I didn't open her email in time to get it, to get one printed out, but it's really good.
So Sarah, you've used the app.
I have
used the app.
I have the app, yeah. The only disadvantage that I've seen, I'm not super punctual about that kind of thing, and they will only accept receipts within the first 14 days. So it's basically you buy it, scan it right away so you don't forget, because that's gonna be my challenge with this. And then when you have family members that are at a distance, my parents always mail me their box tops, and I'm gonna teach my parents how to use an app, because that's gonna be interesting.
Well,
But
needless to say, you can still collect the little coupons too.
as long as they have them, but they've said that within the next year, you won't see the coupons anymore.
Does
On the
anybody
products
else?
at all?
They're gonna phase it out, there's gonna be a little mark on the thing that says, this is a box top thing, go to the app. And I've already seen it on products I've been buying at Walmart lately. So it's basically all the new stuff that's being made now is gonna have that icon on it, and then you're gonna have to scan the receipt.
Is it just certain boxes that has it on it? or
It's
is it
certain
all
brands.
products?
It
It's
depends.
certain brands.
Betty Crocker, doesn't Betty Crocker do it?
I think Betty Crocker, and is it Procter and Gamble? I think it's all Procter and Gamble products, so they carry some of everything, but
Plain yogurt is the thing that I buy all the time.
Puffs, Kleenexes, I think you can have.
And you can sometimes the app will tell you on certain products, you can receive double
Bonus app.
bonus
Yeah.
coupons, bonus points for it, so. The app is good, it gives you a lot of information. I do the Walmart online grocery pickup, and you just forward your receipt, your online receipt to the address that they talk about in there. And I just sent it, not even knowing that I had coupons on it or points on it, and they'll just email you back that you didn't have anything on that particular receipt that earned points.
Yeah.
So it's not like you have to necessarily look for them. Just
Yeah.
like Sarah
Just-
said.
That's probably a bonus, so you don't have to like
Watch for
scour
them.
everything.
Right.
Yeah.
The only other thing I don't particularly care about it is because then they learn my buying habits. Like they learn a lot more consumer information by having my first.
Yeah.
But the upside to that is the school earns money for it.
Yeah.
And in the past, we've earned anywhere from $400 to $600 a year on it.
Interesting to see. Yeah.
How much do you get for each box top? Is it like a
It's
set amount?
10 cents per box top.
Oh, that's.
Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, so it's not insignificant, they add up really quickly.
Yeah.
But it just, it's gonna be a new process of getting used to, if you've been used to the old system, getting used to the new system.
I created a step-by-step video to put on Facebook too. I don't think I've posted it yet, have I? I did. I didn't.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It's just a how-to that it's like step 1, step 2, also like 4 steps. So I'll post that.
Awesome.
I can pass my phone around, here's my app, and our earnings for this year is $4.40
So far.
so far, and it shows how much I've earned this year, so.
Oh, it shows the school total and the.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, that's nice.
So I'll just pass
That
it
is
around and you can look at it.
So at the last meeting, there was an issue about electronic receipt or email receipts instead of printed receipts. They solved that by forwarding to an email address.
Exactly, yes.
yes, they did that. I got something back from them saying that issue had been resolved.
Questions about that? We just need to get the word out to do that.
Yeah.
And Nancy, you said you've done a video and you'll post that.
Awesome.
Sarah, is it too early to talk about parent-teacher conferences or next month?
Oh no, I'd love to get some ideas nailed down now, because by next month we'll only be 2 weeks out, less than 2 weeks out from the actual meals. As far as conferences go, it'll be a Thursday and the following Tuesday. Well, Thursday, and then it'll be a 3-day weekend, and then the following Tuesday. We do dinner for the teachers, and it will, usually we like to get that set up by 2:30, because the pre-K gets done at 2:30 and they almost immediately start into their meetings. So if dinner isn't set up by the time they get out, then they may or may not be able to make it down to get their meal. So it really is kind of a late lunch, early dinner kind of thing. Now, last year in the fall, and we do not have to do the same thing every year, this seemed really easy. On Tuesdays, Zaxby's does their dollar nibblers. And we went and got those for the Tuesday of parent-teacher conferences. And then on the Thursday before that, that was the one we did soup. Like, we had people bring in crock pots of soup. There are lots of other ideas, and we've done baked potato bar, we could do like a taco bar. Typically we try to do like one that's more of a catered from a store, and then one that is more of a donation kind of thing, just to ease the burden on the budget for PTO and save some of that money for like actual student things. As far as cost of feeding the teachers, I haven't found much that's much cheaper than the nibblers, with the possible exception of going to like Eureka or Little Caesars and buying a whole bunch of pizzas. So, thoughts?
When you do the nibblers, do you have any sides with it? Do salads? Is that all that you do?
What we did last year was I bought the nibblers at Zaxby's, and then I went to Sam's Club and used a little bit more of our budget to buy like the individual bags of chips, and then a couple of big pans of brownies, and we just did it that way.
And it was delicious. And the snacks that you all provided last month, or it was actually this month for our meeting, that was great. So,
Yeah.
thank
Turned
you,
out really
yeah,
well.
we
And the nibblers
appreciate
are
it.
grab and go.
Yes.
Like the teachers can
Yeah.
grab them real easy in the bag of chips and get back to their room.
Yeah. So if everybody's cool with that, I will plan on doing that that would be October the 22nd, that Tuesday.
And how much of a budget do you need for that?
Well, it's $1 a nibbler. We probably need to plan 2 nibblers per person, and we plan for 80 people, is that correct? So 160, I might go 180 of them, just to make sure that we have plenty. So probably 180 nibblers plus the chips. I would say 250, 275 would be more than enough to be able to get the chips and the,
And did you purchase the brownies or?
I bought the pre-baked, like the big Pillsbury pan that you can cut into them, just to save myself some effort, as opposed to buying mixes and then having to make them yourself.
And
But they end up being, you get like, I think it's 48 brownies for $10, $9.98 at Sam's Club, so.
but what about, paper plates and napkins and silverware and?
Well, I don't know how many parents have actually gotten the note. A note was created and put in the teachers' boxes to be sent home. My kindergartner has not come home with it yet. Asking for donations of paper plates, cups, napkins, silverware. Some stuff has come in. I didn't get here early enough to check before the meeting to see how much more stuff may have come in. But that's something that last year we started just asking for general donations from parents that might not be able to come to PTO meetings or do other things, but sometimes they can send in a bag of something. And it worked really well last year. So I'm hopeful that we'll be able to cover the paper products that way again this year, rather than using budget for it.
You sent that one out.
I did, my pre-K did come home with that.
Mine did too.
Yeah, mine too, that's why I brought them in.
Thank you.
But I made them, they were of paper, English one side, Spanish the other side. Had Amanda in the office translated it for me, got it approved with Ms. Payton, and we came up here, copied them, stuck them in the teachers' boxes, and I don't know.
Hey Sarah, make sure I get an electronic copy when you create something like that after it's approved, and I can post it on Facebook really
Oh.
easy.
I didn't even think of that, thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am. So, if it comes down to like the first or second week of October and we don't have enough stuff, I may just do another one, just to see, you know,
Or we can
second time's a
put it on
charm, we can
Facebook.
put it on Facebook. But I'm fairly certain that that'll get covered that way.
Okay. Ideas for the Thursday?
Is there something that teachers tend to like more?
Food.
Okay.
Food.
Well, I just wasn't sure, like, if there's a, you know, some people say prefer.
They appreciate everything they do.
That on the 17th?
Yes.
So is it easier, do we need to, I don't know, my thinking is we probably need to plan something that can stay, maybe not hot, but edible.
Yeah.
From 2:30 to,
It's 2:30 to 6:30. 6:30 is when we clean it up. Couple things that work really well for that are the crock pots of soup. Baked potatoes, we can have the cafeteria. It would cost us a little bit maybe to buy them, but they would usually do it at cost and then make them for us. Get the baked potatoes and then we could put in the sides for it. Or
What about, is there anywhere in town that does like those big sandwich platters or?
cold
I
cuts
have-
and stuff, is that?
yeah,
I mean, and we could do that with soup or something, you know?
yeah,
what I mean?
I've priced them.
Oh, okay.
And they always seemed like they were more than I really wanted to spend a budget on. They're a great idea and they would work really well. I just had, when I was pricing them last year, I had big concerns about the cost. Just because, I mean, you're looking at a platter that typically will feed like 24 people per platter, 24 to 36 people per platter, and we're looking at least $100 for that.
Oh, really?
At least at the places that I went to. A couple of them were a little bit less. Walmart's were a little bit less than like Subway. Harps was kind of in the middle, but they all ranged in that range. Which, if we weren't already doing the Zaxby's one and we were looking to spend under $300, then we could do it. But if we're already doing one, you know, that can become a really big strain on the budget.
My daughter-in-law has the Pug House downtown,
Mhm.
and so I'll email you her phone number. She does catering.
Okay.
I don't know what she can do for us, but let's,
Okay.
if you don't mind, let's
Yeah.
ask her.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask if there was any more local businesses that we could try, you know, outside of like Walmart or
When I was pricing things out last year, I wanted to use Torpedoes, and they really priced themselves up out of what we could afford to do. And of course, last year our budget was tighter than it is this year. We've got more wiggle room this year than we did last year. So, and I haven't done the legwork this year because I've just kind of
Right.
been using what I did last year. We have in the past, 3 years ago now, used Fratelli's downtown. They gave a like a 10% discount on pizzas for the teachers. And then who else did I check with? Of course, I checked with Nukes, but they're not there anymore. It just, it varies year to year, and I honestly, I didn't do a whole lot of legwork this year to get ready for this. It's just been one of those weeks.
You might check with Jimmy John's. They donated a bunch of sandwiches one day and brought them up here.
Okay.
Yeah, cause I was gonna say, we've got Jimmy John's now and.
Yeah.
And Miss Valerie, didn't you tell me that one of the Northside parents manages Pyology?
There is a
No,
person
she
that works there.
manages it, but she brought,
Northside 2 to Rocky.
she brought those little coupons. She works there, but I don't know if she